Tesha leads lawsuit against government over prison conditions. Tesha, the alleged leader of the notorious Klansman gang, is among 16 inmates suing the government over conditions at the Tower Street Adult Correctional Center, the country's main prison. The lawsuit, filed on December 4, 2024, claims that the state has violated their constitutional rights, including their right to equal treatment. The lawsuit names the superintendent of the downtown Kingston-based correctional facility, the Minister of National Security, and the Attorney General as defendants. In addition to Miller, the plaintiffs included Curtis Armstrong, Errol Clark, Vaughn Taylor, Howard Young, Kirk Forrester, Adrian Clark, Ron Carr, Dwayne Freeter, Chanil Daly, Nushawn Guest, Curtis Carter, Karen Williams, Ronaldo Spence, Dwayne Drum, and Kemar Spike. The inmates are seeking 11 declarations and damages for alleged breaches of their rights. They contend that their right to equality before the law was infringed when the superintendent and his officers imposed a no-visit day rule on several days in November 2024 without informing them or their families. The lawsuit also claims that a 2-year-old visitation ban breached their rights to communicate with family and spouses. Another major issue is the lack of access to legal representation. The inmates argue that the superintendent and Minister of National Security have collectively failed to establish sufficient rules and facilities for them to meet with their lawyers and prepare their defenses. The inmates further allege that very lax rules and practices govern visits by lawyers and that there is a complete failure by prison authorities to facilitate meetings with legal representatives. The long-standing physical conditions of the cramped and deteriorating centuries Old Tower Street Prison are also cited as violations of their rights. Miller and his co-claimants, who are appellants not yet serving sentences, are also challenging Section 31(3) of the Judiciary Appellate Jurisdiction Act, which regulates when sentences begin for individuals awaiting appeal outcomes. They argue that the appellants should not be treated the same as prisoners who are serving sentences and seek for this section of the law to be declared null and void. As a result of the unlawful conduct, actions, and inactions of the servants, agents of the state, the claimant has suffered breaches and contraventions of their fundamental human statutory and constitutional rights and has sustained injury, loss, and damage, and requests that this court enhance the respect of their inherent dignity as a person and a citizen of a free and democratic society and his constitutional rights by granting the relief sought, one court document read. Miller, who is appealing a murder conviction, is among 23 individuals including Freeter, Guest, and Spence charged in March 2024 under the anti-gang law for alleged involvement in the Klansman gang Tesha faction. The group is accused of crimes such as murder and illegal firearm possession, reportedly committed between 2017 and 2022. The inmates are represented by attorney John Clark. The Ministry of National Security has confirmed being served in the matter, but stated that it is unable to confirm the response of the superintendent and minister at this time. The Tower Street Adult Correctional Center has faced a case of scrutiny. Concerns escalated following the structural assessment conducted after an earthquake rocked the island in October 2023. The report, parts of which were made public by reporters in February 2024, flagged several areas including 5 blocks housing 196 inmates as opposed an immediate danger to inmates and staff, recommending urgent relocation and reconstruction. The facility, along with the St. Catherine Adult Correctional Center, has been struggling with overcrowding and deteriorating conditions, highlighting the urgent need for a modern correctional institution, a solution that successive governments have yet to deliver. The current administration has stated that plans are being explored for a modern prison. Tower Street Prison was established by the British colonial government for slave trading, later becoming a prison in 1845. Similarly, the St. Catherine facility was originally built in 1655 as a holding area for slaves before being used to house death row inmates. A United Nations finding in 2010 stated that the two facilities were overcrowded, lacked sanitary facilities, and any meaningful opportunities for education, work, and recreation. Manchester man charged for allegedly breaking into sister's shop. A Manchester man has been charged after allegedly breaking into his sister's business place and stealing alcohol. He is 34-year-old Ricardo Levy, otherwise called Blue, of Scotton, Greenville, Manchester. He is charged with housebreaking and larceny following an incident in his community on January 15. The Manchester police say about 1 a.m., a woman locked her business establishment and went home. Upon her return, she noticed that alcoholic beverages were missing from the premises. A report was made and Levy, who is the woman's sibling, was arrested. He was charged after he was interviewed in the presence of his attorney. Manchester man charged for a firearm seizure. 32-year-old Toby Clark of Shudder District, Christiana in Manchester, was charged with possession of a prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition following the seizure of a firearm and ammunition in the parish on November 29, 2024. Reports from the Mandeville police are that about 7:20 a.m., Clark, who was being interrogated by the lawmen in relation to crimes in the parish, confessed to be the owner of a firearm. He further gave the police the address of the firearm, stating that a woman had been keeping the firearm for him. The police then made checks at the premises where the woman was seen. During a search of the premises, one 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 5 9mm rounds of ammunition was found. This was found in the woman's possession. The woman was taken into police custody, however, her identity is being withheld pending further investigation. Clark is to appear before the Manchester Parish Court on January 22nd. Government to look at helping Jamaicans undertake repairs to their homes, stated PM. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says the government will be moving to extend its social housing program to assist Jamaicans who are in need to repair or partially rebuild their homes as it seeks to improve their circumstances. The government's new social housing program, which was established by Holness, provides newly built homes to vulnerable Jamaicans. Speaking at a social housing handing over in Somerton, the Prime Minister noted that he has heard the views of Jamaicans who have been calling for assistance to improve their homes. It has been agreed that help should be provided to the homeowners who need assistance to undertake repairs or partially rebuild their dwelling. Holness pointed out that from surveying the damage of the housing stock caused by Hurricane Barry last July, much of the dislocation of the households were due to the substandard roofing construction practices and the advanced stage of deterioration and disrepair of the structure. He indicated that as the country seeks to improve the housing stock for poor households and meet this resilience to climate change, the government will develop a program aimed at not just assisting qualified households with repairs, but targeting the repairs to create at least one climate-resilient strong room in each approved dwelling. This new element of the social housing program is likely to be launched in the coming weeks. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.